Five Morrison, and this is This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. We'll be talking about bass, talking about chips, talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Yeah. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio.
Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with your host, the Judge, Doug Stockton, co-hosted by Mr. Jeffrey Fernandez. What's good, Jeff?
Hey, Doug. Nothing much. Another Monday here with you.
Another Monday, huh? But you're not in control this week.
Thankfully.
So, yeah, it was, so now you got to see all the kind of stuff that I get to do every show we do. What are your thoughts on that?
I think I had it on lock for initially, right? It was just gonna be a two-person show, myself and the guest, and then I think last second you were available, and then I think that's where it got all messed up. I had all the settings set, and then couldn't get it to work, but I got it going. It was okay. It wasn't too bad.
Wasn't horrible. So speaking of that, did you have an event or anything this weekend? Do a little practice, or what do you have going on?
I had two events this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Man, I had me working like a dog.
Yeah, how'd those go?
It went over pretty good. So we had like triple digits all the way up until the weekend, which is a good thing. You know, it was like a cool down, so it was like 90s. But then nice breeze coming. It was in the evening time, so it was like perfect weather. So we did a base racing top dog event Saturday and Sunday. We added trophies to the lineup, so you not only
Were
get
they
points,
red?
but they weren't red, to the chagrin of our sponsor, Eric Hansen. He was actually there. He didn't compete. He was helping out doing the show and all that. But yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe because the trophies weren't red, he was like, I'm not going to do it today. But
Did not participate, huh?
did not participate, but had some really good action. You know how Keegan, the guest we had last week,
Right.
I think he's like 13 years old.
Right.
So one of the newer competitors, Team Crossfire, Christian, he's 15 years old.
Oh.
So, man, we need to get your guy, was it Tattoos Kid? And, Christian and then Keegan to go do like a teen tournament or something like that, team base race tournament.
What does it say? Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard against your privacy, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-oh.
Whatever, dude. I don't know. It don't like me, I guess. I'm trying to get all this figured out. Trying to get this stream going. There we go.
Yeah, sorry about that. I probably screwed up all your settings.
No. This is on the YouTube side.
Oh, the YouTube side?
Yeah, YouTube had me all shut out. All right, well, while we're getting at this, I want to say thank you to our sponsors. Once again, without them, it makes it more difficult to put on this show. Thank you to our sponsors, Bass, Badass Sounds by Steve, E-Box, Install and Design, and, of course, Stolman Transportation, LLC, out of Northern California here. You need to get some stuff over there to World Finals. He's the guy that can help you out.
Yeah.
So, all right. There we go. I got everything up and running now. Bam. There's Eric Hansen, one of our sponsors of today's event. So we all good. All right. Let me put this down here. Put this down here. Sweet. All right. So you had your two events. So who was the big winner, or was it multiple people?
Oh, yeah. So night one on Saturday, The big winner was the top dog winner,
Uh-huh.
obviously, and walked away with
Roger?
some cash. No, it was his son, Team Crossfire Christian, who won the money.
Oh.
Yeah. So, man, if you get a chance, take a look at the video. I have it on my profile. Man, he was holding a nine like forever, and I'm calling it. Everybody's watching it. They're holding their breath. They're like, man, when's this gonna either click down or click up? And it never did. And man, I don't know what he did, but he kept that nine and just like beat everybody.
Ah.
But that wasn't to say that he was going to do the same on Sunday night because Dana ended up winning the money, winning top dog, beating I think yeah Christian too. So it was kind of like a
Oh, so at least he
rematch.
made it to the finals?
Yeah. Oh, and Christian. So he makes these uh pretty funny reactions. And I have the camera set up, so it's showing the competitor. I tell everybody it's the best seat in the house. You get to see up and close and personal the competitors, and you get to see the leaderboard going at the same time. So, so I have them watch my videos, the lives. And so every time like something happened with Christian, like he didn't get that nine or I don't think he busted, but something he makes this like funny reaction that is worth looking at the video. And somebody had pointed out too, Dana was making some reactions, some funny reactions as well. So definitely check out those live videos.
There you go.
But
So, you got an upcoming event, I hear, out in what, Oklahoma? Is that where it's at?
Yes, that's going to be this weekend. It's a triple point DB drag racing event. It's going to be held in conjunction with it's going to be a big car show that they have every year. And this is the guest we have on this week. He's the basically the creator of the event. He was the one who invited me last year, and we had to be there again this year. It was an awesome show last year. We hope to have an awesome turnout again this year. But before I divulge any details, we'll let our guest do it. So our guest this week is Scott Jones.
Good.
Scott, can you hear us?
yeah, I got you.
Oh, there you go. Thought we lost you there for a minute. So tell us a little bit about yourself and definitely about the show going on this weekend.
Well, I started back in the industry in 97, 98, in Florida, going up to the Spring Break Nationals in Daytona Beach, Tampa, Fort Myers, traveled the whole state of Florida. And then, had kids and everything was put on hold.
Mm.
No. Kids slow you down?
A little bit. Got a little older, got back into it, came out with my brand, Jones and SPL, and basically started that to fund my trips to shows. It costs, sometimes hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to go to shows here or there. And back in 2017, 2018, I used that just T-shirts to go ahead and pay for me to go to Colorado or Phoenix, Arizona, or I don't know if you remember, Doug, of the New Mexico versus California. Um,
No, I don't remember that
Oh.
at all.
yeah,
I think they kicked our ass.
yeah, that's insane. That was the debut of my S10. Was that show?
Okay.
Um, and when we did that head to head back then with Andrew McCain and Kurt Nielsen and Rob Collar and everybody. But so yeah, so then from there just kept on going and going and going and used that to project myself into getting world championships and world records, national records in two different organizations, and
Wow.
it wasn't enough. So now I'm putting on shows. Obviously, I'm a USAC judge as well,
Okay.
but there's still more to it.
So Tuckin in the valley. So you're Oklahoma. What valley is in Oklahoma? Just curious.
It's the River Valley.
River Valley.
It's the River Valley. So
So all like 7 feet down? Is
yeah,
that the valley?
when it rains here, it pours for sure.
So no, because I've been through Oklahoma, through the little panhandle there. Came up from Texas, and then headed north and went to Kansas through Oklahoma. So I was in Oklahoma for all of, I don't know, maybe 12 minutes or so. driving through that little part. Texahoma, I think I went through. Some little town called Texahoma.
Arcoma, Texarkana.
Yeah, they have all. They're like, we need to come up with the name for this new spot right here. Let's just smash a bunch of cities and states together, and that'll be the new city.
So,
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're located right here on the border of Fort Smith, Arkansas. So we actually have a shop that's across the border in Fort Smith. So it's literally 1 minute you're on one side of the river, next minute you're on the other side.
Oh, okay. That was similar to where I went up and I did that show for Dan Horner. Half the town was in one state, the other half of the town was in another state, and it was exactly divided by a river. So it depends. I mean, you might go over the river back and forth multiple times, and every time you're on a different side of the river, you were in a different state. So yeah, very similar. I don't know if you know, but I'm in the process of moving to Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where I'm headed.
Do you know the scene out there, Scott? They pretty heavy on sound offs and
Kansas? They're trying to build it. William Carr is the USAC this up there.
Oh, okay.
No, he's like more so on like the Colorado side of Kansas. And I believe Connie does shows on the St. Louis side, but he has the state, and he's been trying to build that community up quite a bit, especially like traveling over to St. Louis. But every time he does a show, it's a 3 or 4 hour drive in any direction because of how spread out Kansas is.
Right. I mean, you have the big towns, Wichita, which is the largest city in that state, right? And then you got stuff like Manhattan, and that there's a little corridor right there by Manhattan that's got quite a few people. But that's really all you got going on in that state. Topeka, right?
Yeah.
So you get outside of those main places, and
it's a flyover.
That's what my sister keeps telling me. So Chandler
what does that
Collision
mean?
Center. That's the first time I've seen that name on here. Well, welcome Chandler Collision Center. That's the first time I've seen that name on here. Just when you're on an airplane, there's not enough happening in that state, so you just keep flying over it.
You just fly.
That's right. Jeff. So my boss was just telling me. So he went actually to Grapevine High School.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So I said I know a guy in Grapevine.
I found out like months ago. Post Malone, the singer, rapper, yeah, he went to Grapevine High School.
He told me that today too.
Did he? Okay.
He said he was many years behind him though.
Oh, behind him.
Yeah, the guy's retiring in March, so he's old enough to retire.
I gotcha.
So he wasn't quite there at the same time. But
gotcha.
So what do you have going on at your event? Is it like food vendors, car vendors, stereo vendors, no vendors? What happens at this little event you have?
We got all the above. I tried to create something that's different and unique, but it's really not. It's the same concept, but the problem that I've seen with a lot of shows is either one side's heavy and the other side's not. So I'm trying to find a happy medium here in between like Texas Heat Wave and Slamology to give somewhere in this region here a decent size show that everybody wants to come out for, both the mini truckers and the car show and also the car audio. We've got events for wing eating contests. We've got pizza eating contests. We've got root beer chugs for the kids. So it doesn't matter. 12 or 15 years old. And you want to get involved, or 13 or whatever, we've got something for everybody. We've got great sponsors, great vendors. I think this year is going to be our best year out of the 3 years I've been doing the show now. The casino sold out last week.
Oh, that's right. It's Jeff's favorite place in anywhere in any state, the casino.
But I found out they didn't have craps, so I'm like, okay, well.
So is it only card tables, or only machines?
No, they've got a lot of machines, and they do have a lot of card tables, but craps is the one game that they don't have, and I believe they might not have roulette.
Bummer.
That's about the 2 games I know for sure that they don't have, but they have plenty of card games. But this area here or casino, it has a pool. So if you're too hot in the day, you can go hop in the pool. Last year we were at a different casino and people were dropping like flies. It just wasn't a good situation last year because of the heat. That's why we moved it back a month so we can let the weather cool down a little bit so it's not so hot and humid.
What's the projected weather for this weekend?
Well, as of 2 days ago, we were set for a sweltering 84 degrees with no chance. But now we're looking at 94, 95 degrees and the damn hurricane.
And
hurricane.
Well, we don't have hurricanes in the middle of the country. You in a tornado?
Well, yeah, I'm in Tornado Alley and the Bible Belt and all that good stuff over here.
They do have. Don't they have monsoons there like they do in
New Mexico or
Arizona? New Mexico and Arizona?
Not really. It's just more consistent. And I mean, when it does rain, it rains for quite a bit, like you're in Florida or Georgia, Louisiana. But the area does flood quite easily. The river will rise, 5-6 feet in a matter of a couple hours.
So it'd be better if you had one of those aqua cars as your SPL vehicle?
If we could pull it off, hell
yeah. Eric Hansen says at least they have blackjack.
Yes, they do have.
Jeffrey's been known to play some blackjack.
I mean, I don't want to say I dislike it, but
it's been a minute.
Love-hate relationship with blackjack. It's just when you get to that streak of just getting 16s, every hand, and you're up against the dealer's face card. It's like, oh man, get me out of here. But I think Eric knows how to play. Hopefully he'll make it out there, and I'll have him play my money.
What about you get on one of those blackjack tables with somebody that doesn't know how to play the game?
Oh, that's the worst. Well, I mean,
they got a 6 showing, and the guy's hitting. Dealer has a 6 showing. Hit me. Well, I only have a 9. It don't matter, dumbass. They got to hit soft 17s, right? So if he's got a 6 showing, he's got to hit it.
He's got to hit it. And if you got a 12, dude, just stay. You're cool.
Just stay. It'll be all right.
Let them get the face cards.
That's right. So, but yeah, that's growing up in Reno, we kind of learned how to play blackjack, throughout the days.
I see.
My wallet says no. I work too hard for money to play.
So I don't gamble either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yanni says, Yanni says, SPL submarine. That's what you need.
SPL submarine.
Yeah, when it floods there. So have you even heard of Forbidden Fantasy show or the Autorama shows?
Yeah, I've heard of those out there. I try to go out to Vegas and do the showdown, or used to be CES.
Yeah.
Used to go out there for those, but since we've migrated from New Mexico to out here, it's a bit of a haul. We try to go at least once and support the scene out there still because it's so close to our home stomping grounds.
Yeah, they moved it. I think it's a new location now in Laughlin at the Abbey.
Did they move it to the Abbey?
Yeah, that's where Forbidden Fantasy does their shows now.
Yes, well, Forbidden's been there, but did they move the showdown?
Yeah. So the showdown, I think
I thought they did it out in Prim.
Yeah, but I think something about not having that particular weekend available.
Yeah, it was double.
Yeah. So Steve Barber was kind of, wanting to get this location. They were able to lock down Laughlin. It was at the Avi.
The Avi's a kick-ass place.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when we had finals in Laughlin.
Yep.
I think, was that the host hotel?
That was the Avi, yep.
Yeah, and then I remember, it was a really good casino, nice casino.
Right on the river there, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Yabamit is asking Scott, do you have a tentative schedule for next year's Tuckin event?
I do. I already have a date set up in mind. I will not have it confirmed until approximately a week after this weekend. I meet with the casino again. But tentatively, we're looking at September 13th and 14th of next year. If everything goes well, we'll turn it into a 2-day show. But we have to see how this weekend goes, and if nobody acts a fool and we have a good because the house is happy, so to speak, then they'll welcome us back.
All right. Joel says he was planning to come out this year, but scheduling conflicts. So, yeah, luckily he's got a 3X on the same day out here in California.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to be doing a 3X at Nyman Shop this weekend. Then next weekend we have a 1X and then a 3X. So, yeah.
Oh,
so, trying to get some points. Plenty of opportunity out here in California. That's for dang sure. Eric Hansen, same question he has every week. Any news on Texas final location?
Man, there is. I have it on good authority that location is being finalized.
Oh,
There
good.
is one more last detail. So that needs to get cleared up before making it official.
Yep.
Um, I think I kind of caused a stir last couple weeks ago when I had announced a location, which it ended up not being
The location.
100% correct. So,
but it is in Texas.
It is in Texas.
Yes.
Yes, it is in Texas. So once we get that last detail squared away, it'll be made official. And then, luckily there's a bunch of shows coming up in Texas that, man, if you don't have any points, if you make it to all the shows going on right now until the season cutoff, you're golden. With the Gas Saver special. Yeah. So, wish we had a longer stretch of knowing where it's going to be so that way we can make a bunch of plans. But just know that there was a lot of hard work behind the scenes, not only with us, but with Celise, and DB Drag. So it wasn't that we were just kind of waiting on stuff. It was like a lot of things were going and, in motion. And unfortunately, we just couldn't make the official announcement. So I think everybody will be happy, though.
All right. I do too. So Scott, have you seen this podcast before then?
Yeah, I've tuned in a couple times.
Okay, cool. So you're familiar with it, whatnot. So what for you? So for you personally, what got you into car audio? So you were competing back in 96, 97, right? So what got you into doing it?
I love lowriders and mini trucks.
Okay.
That was the biggest thing.
B2200?
What? No, I'm an S. But Chandler Collision, he's got a B2200 that'll be at Tuckin this weekend that he's building. He's actually one of the big sponsors for the event. He's also Paint by Picasso. But yeah, so I love mini trucks, and they just went hand in hand. My buddy Chris had a 93 S10 with a blow through with a diamond 412 setup. And I loved it. So I got an S10 and I did the same damn thing then. And I just stuck with it.
Blow through S10?
Had a blow through. I had a pair. I don't know if you guys ever heard of TM Rush bass monitors.
Nope, I haven't.
They're from Florida. He was one of the first guys back in like 96 or so down in South Florida to do a 160 out of a yellow Blazer.
Okay. Automatically loud if it's yellow.
Yeah.
Is it? That's what I've heard.
But he did it with all bass tubes, which is what was weird. It was a bunch of bass tubes all ratcheted and strapped together in the bed of the Blazer, and he was doing a 160. But I had a pair of his speakers in there. And then went to some Orion XTR Series 2s and an Orion 2100. And then, it just kept changing, but it was a good time for sure.
So was there a moment like hearing your buddy's truck or something where you're like, dude, I got to have this? Do you remember that moment?
Well, we had a couple guys one guy had a Chevy Chevette and California profile subs and amps,
Okay.
He had two 12-inch subs in there, and I think he was doing like a 146 or 147 back then. And another guy that had a CRX that was doing about a 150 with almost the exact same setup. And in our area, they were actually the loud guys. So we would go up to Spring Break Nationals, and I think they took third and fourth in their respective class at the time. 25, 26 years ago, and I wanted. No, that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to be louder than them. And when I got back into it after my kids got a little older, I just my silver S10 was supposed to be, on bags, 22s, ready to go. Back in 2018, I wanted to get it for a show truck, and with the guys at King Kong Customs, I quickly made a wrong turn in Albuquerque, and it went for SPL, and I mean right out the gate at that one show didn't do so hot because we didn't have it dialed in, but it was doing 160s plus at its first appearance at World Finals.
Oh, there you go. So you said you had multiple world championships. What classes and what organizations?
So I've got collectively behind us on the wall, we've got 19 national records with over the past years. We've got 7 world records going back to 2013, and that's with myself, Amanda, and David Maciel up there. And then I also have a record with ISPL with Jason Swain in Florida.
Okay.
So, but I've won. Let's see, I got points champion. I got novice 3 to 6K world champion. Stock 3K last year, world champion.
So all U.S.A.C.?
Yeah, those are all U.S.A.C. I've never been to drag world finals or IASCA or Mecca.
Okay.
I've been up to Kentucky. That's something I always wanted to do. Just didn't have the right build or work scheduling and whatnot. And when I was really competing heavy with drag and IASCA in 2018 and 19, I mean, it was a 20-something hour drive to go from Albuquerque to Kentucky. So it just wasn't the cards for me. But now we're more centrally located, so we have the freedom to where we can start going places if we have a build for a specific class that we're going to go for.
Hey, Jeff, anybody can compete in 2 of those classes, huh? Doesn't matter what your build is.
Pretty much. And I think I know, Scott, you tried DB drag at the last Tuckin show, right? Did you?
Oh yeah, I was the first base race. Or no, I did Top Dog with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Me. Yeah. Kicked my ass.
And thoughts? What are your thoughts on it?
It was fun. It was different. I mean, going from the sealed and do that stuff, that's the burp classes are one thing, but the base race is definitely a fun, more challenging. You don't have to have the loudest system or anything like that. You just got to know your vehicle, the song, and hit that 129.99 or Top Dog. I still don't really understand that one because that was like I've only done it one time, so it's fairly new to me. But base race is fun though.
It's very similar to base race. The main difference is you don't when the time runs out, if you're tied, you don't get to reset your song. You just keep going until somebody busts out or falls behind, and you get a 10-second add-on time. That's the real short version of what the difference is in the 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But
Shane has, he's ran base race and Top Dog. He's pretty much got it down now. So I'm sure, you talk to him, pick his brain a little bit. He'll give you some of the details and show you how to win.
Take advantage of me being a newbie. That's all.
So you also mentioned your U.S.A.C. judge, or 2X, 3X. What kind of U.S.A.C. judge are you?
I'm the top, one of the top judges.
Okay. Eric Hansen says, but it's fun. It is. So you're one of the guys that runs world finals and stuff for the U.S.A.C. organization?
Yes, sir.
And then I'm not a U.S.A.C. judge. I don't follow U.S.A.C. Do they just have a single location for world finals, or do they do multi-venues on different days? Because that's what IASCA's doing now, is one weekend is the
Oh,
West Coast, next weekend's the East Coast type thing.
yeah. No, USAC is they've got one solid location in Lawton, Oklahoma. I think that it's going to be that location for years to come. I don't know exactly how much or how long the lease is left over or for the agreement, but it's not going to be moving from Lawton for many moons.
Ah, uh, so yeah, so it's really nice to know your finals location ahead of time, and you know, and that. Lewis TVC, Shane and I had many battles in Top Dog. Um, so, I mean, if anybody that's listening, you know, I know most of our people are not USAC guys, but if they have any USAC questions, I guess this would be a good guy to ask a question to on how the organization works or how the classes work. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with the new classes, the freestyle classes that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's old school USAC, right?
Yep. Yeah. 100% to a T.
Yeah.
Mike in front of the B pillar and the kick or whatever, door open, outlaw.
Yep.
It's USAC 100%.
Yep.
So
it's definitely old school USAC. At least here in California, we might have 2 USAC events a year, right? So
yeah, Becker does what is it, the IFOs out there in California?
Oh,
yeah,
down
Jeremiah.
in Southern California, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, up here in Northern California, Jose Ramos, he's becoming a DB drag judge.
Gotcha.
But he does maybe 1 or 2 events a year also as a USAC judge.
Oh, like single pointers or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
Doug, what was the name of that USAC judge that
Mike?
you liked? Were you around, Scott, when Mike Jaffe was doing USAC shows?
No, that was before my time.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was pretty good on the mic, wasn't he, Doug? Or
Yeah,
I recall some.
so his thing, Mike Jaffe's, was he was a dirty old man. And since he was old, he can be dirty and get away with it.
Right.
Like he used to have frozen t-shirt contest at his shows. And he would convince, 19, 20-year-old girls to wear frozen t-shirts at his shows.
Maybe it's a good thing you weren't around when he was doing shows.
Yeah.
His were definitely not super family friendly.
Yeah. I try to keep my shows no matter what, especially on a scale like this. It has to be family friendly.
Right.
You just play one group. However, though, after the show ends with we have a free concert that night, and then we have a private pool party too. That's 21 and up.
Okay. What's the concert?
Yes. And it's actually
pool parties.
It's gonna be funny because it's John Anderson. He's an old country singer.
Okay.
And so we're gonna have a few hundred flat bills and dickies hanging out in the crowd, singing. What was it? Swinging.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think Roger was telling me, "Oh, I know the guy," and he was trying to play all these songs for me. I was like, "Sorry, dude, I don't think I heard that." But he's a pretty famous country singer, right?
And like it's free. Every concert they have at the casino is always free.
Oh,
which
okay.
is unique. They don't ever charge for anything. Like P.D. Pablo just played there a couple weeks ago.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Who else did we go see? We saw some other country singer, like a Doug Stone, a couple weeks ago. But yeah, they always have somebody there.
Now, was it like a hard deal to go through the casinos to get this event locked? I know the last year's was at a casino. This year's at a casino. Is there like some kind of secret?
Well, I got a big mouth, and I have a second half who's Amanda, Jeff.
Yeah.
Got a bigger mouth. And she doesn't know when to shut up.
Oh, okay.
But no, last year with the casino, we almost lost that show. The event organizer dropped the ball. He never got me my contract. It was all word of mouth, all the promises and everything. And I got a phone call from the other point of contact, and he's like, we need to have a meeting now, or we're just going to cancel the event. And that was about 3 to 4 weeks before we actually had the event, and everybody already had rooms booked. So I was sweating bullets. So, but then when the event was done, the casino didn't do anything that they were supposed to do. Now, Cherokee, one of their employees is a customer of ours, and he's like, go ahead and call this person here. So I did. They actually called back, and so far they have been absolutely fantastic to work with. I've never worked with a better organization than the Cherokee Casino so far. And they've done everything that they're supposed to do, said that they were going to do, and then some. So I'm hoping with their support and backing that we'll have a fucking badass show this weekend.
So, what's the name of the casino itself?
It's Cherokee Casino Roland.
Oh, okay. So it's just
So
that it is
Oklahoma, but it's just Cherokee Casino, and they have 4 or 5 locations.
okay.
I think it's a part of the Choctaw.
No,
Oh,
two
no.
separate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Choctaw is south. That's where we had it last year.
Yeah,
But
okay.
Choctaw and Cherokee are 2 separate tribes.
Oh yeah, I was like, Jeff, you don't know your tribes, dude. What's up? I grew up in a little bit up in Reno, and that's Paiute, right? And so, they definitely. You should know your tribes if you're gonna mix them. They don't take kindly to being mixed.
No, I've never had that problem. Never ran into that problem, but I can see what you mean. But that's cool that you're able to lock down a casino and they're as accommodating. They, blocked you off some rooms. You got this cool pool party going on, after hour type deal. And man, to find like a location or a venue to cater to that, man, I hope you do whatever you can to just like be in their good graces, because that's hard to come by for sure.
Yeah, and then they literally have not thrown any red flags at me or anything. They did say we couldn't do a couple different things, which was fine.
No burnouts.
No, I said no burnouts, period.
Oh, okay.
But right, yeah.
My oldest son, he wanted. I'm gonna be a grandfather, and my oldest son is having his first child, and he wanted to do a burnout for the gender reveal at the show. And the casino's like, no, you can't do that on the property. But other than that, they've let everything slide. Whatever, free game. Just tell us what you need, and we're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, throw in some free play.
Golden. That they are going to have their big outdoor tent set up with games and stuff, and I think he's going to have some like Choctaw did, what, $20 or $25 free play last year.
Right. Yeah. I cashed in on that.
Amount of those for guests, and I don't know if it's going to be $5, $10, but they're going to have some games outside that you can play to win free play or whatever. I don't know exactly what they have up their sleeve, but something like that.
We need Jeffrey to the DB drag tent, please. Jeffrey, can somebody find Jeffrey? Where's Jeffrey at? Yes.
Yeah, something just happened to my being able to pull things up. Yanni asked, depending on the success of the show, could there be a possibility of more shows, maybe seasonal?
So I've been asked this question by a few other people. So basically how IFO has their shows that go around into all the different tracks and stuff. Yeah. I've been asked to do a Tuckin, so to speak, series, like a 3 or 4 show in different states. It's very, very early in the works. If I can get enough sponsors and support from the community, then I will replicate the show and do another one remotely in, say, New Mexico, or go up north to Colorado, or wherever, the need for it is. And if we can get the support and grow it, let's do it. I mean, I don't make a penny off this damn show. I do it because I love it. If I made money on it, then I'd be, a lot happier, but that's not why. It's having all the clubs come out and being and having a good time, whether you're in a car club, whether you're in an audio club, it doesn't matter. We're here to have fun.
Okay, speaking of that, what clubs typically show up to this event?
So I know right now, Team Pure Pressure out of Oklahoma City was a sponsor this year. Team Ain't Loud also sponsored as well. THF is going to be there on the audio side. I don't know if Bots or whoever else is coming. Those are the bigger names around here that I know for sure they're coming. I believe Jeffrey can quote me on this one. Team Crossfire is going to be coming, I believe.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be up there.
I know. I
Any
know.
points?
Yeah, Roger. Is Christian coming too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Christian's
Tell him
coming.
sign up for that root beer chug then.
Is
Yeah, he
Dana
said he
coming?
wanted to do it.
15 years.
Dana will be there.
Oh, you guys are in trouble now.
And then on the car show or the mini truck side, we've got obviously Sunset, Sever Ties, Definitive Obsessions, Chaotic Customs, Freaks of Nature. I mean, all the big mini truck clubs are going to be there. Team Sunworks, they're a local smaller club here in the Arkansas area. So it'll be definitely a good show, and they've already confirmed their spots. So I know each club is bringing 10 to 12 or 15, however many cars, and I'm going to block out their space for that way the clubs can all be together, whether you're on the audio side or the car show side.
Yeah, I'd like how your show was set up. Last year you had these aisles, and each aisle had a specific street name.
Yeah,
I don't know, is that by design, or is that like, okay, this is where you guys are gonna go to this street name, or he's got the street signs back there. So that's like, okay, so that's a specific car club, right? Is that they just block off a whole aisle?
Well, yeah. Well, Sunset. I'm in Sunset as well. So we got one street that we have that's Sunset. Team Pure Pressure. If you remember the map, you got Pure Pressure Boulevard. They sponsored Domino's Way or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Every year Domino's sponsors. I think you met the owner out there last year over at his tent because he was not too far from you. And then Scraping, we had another street sign that didn't get taken, so I just made that one Scraping Street. For all the mini truckers dragging ass. Drop Zone is a dispensary out of Salisal, Oklahoma. So everybody that's coming are all return sponsors for the most part, but we got so many more. But the layout is awesome because of like B2, they have their own street that they sponsored as well. They were a new sponsor this year. So that was pretty neat. So we're getting a lot of new feedback, a lot of positive traction with the whole community on both sides.
Do you have any classic cars show up for this thing? Are there any classic car clubs?
We've had a couple people ask about bringing some classics. I know that there is a beautiful black Chevy Nova that is supposed to be there. It didn't have the motor in as of last week. Or what's that?
Something like that.
So if that one I know is pretty sure it's going to be there. And there's a couple other people with like Bel Airs and stuff like that asked about coming out, and I'm like, anybody can come out, but we're not doing classes. It's a top 50. So whatever it's going off of your cleanliness, your modifications, whatever it is, whether it's bone stock and it's a true classic restoration job, every car has its spit here. Okay. And the cool thing that I'm doing differently than a lot of other places or for their shows, I'm not even a judge.
Okay.
I have a third-party judge that I'm bringing from out of state.
Oh, okay. So it's not even a judge that's part of any of the clubs or any of that stuff. So that's really good.
I want to keep the peace with everybody, and that way, at the end of the day, you can't say this person won this or I didn't get this. No, shut the fuck up. This is the judge, and it's cool because he has a criteria, the score sheets, and he enters everything into a computer. So it's a full database that he goes through, and then at the end of the day, it'll populate the top 50 cars, whoever they may be. But anyone that's
so he may not even know who the top car is because he's just putting in information, and then at the end of the event, he just looks back at the data and it says, "Hey, this guy's this," right?
Yeah, prints it out and it goes through 1 through 50 or 1 through 100, whatever it is, and that's it. And then he'll put in there like best interior, best motor bay, best audio, what best suspension, paint, wrap, whatever, and then go from there.
People's
But
Choice. Do you have that too?
yeah, I think we have a People's Choice or Kids Choice Award.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to go and look. We added some things differently this year than what we did last year, but all of the specialty awards are going to be hand airbrushed or painted skateboard decks,
Okay.
which Paint by Picasso is doing. He should be working on those now instead of on his phone. But so everybody like this, the skateboards are going to be cool because even like the kids for the root beer chug,
Uh-huh.
he's doing a skateboard for them too.
Okay.
The Domino's pizza eating contest, they'll get a skateboard, and then you'll get first place will get $100 gift card, second place will get a 50, and third place will get a 25. So even if you don't contest, you take second or third with that one, you can still get a free meal plus a couple gift cards.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the description here on the Facebook event page for Tuckin. Let me just go through the specialty awards. We got best motor, it shows here, best slammed, best lifted, best paint, best interior, best audio, club participation for audio and car club. There's best motorcycle, best overall, kids choice, and also it says here all sponsored by Paint by Picasso.
Yep.
Yeah, contest here, low limbo. I don't think we talked about that
Nope.
at all yet, but kids root beer chug contest. We talked a little bit about that. Hooters wing eating contest. I think Christian wanted to get into that also. And then of course the Domino's pizza eating contest.
Somebody's gonna be sick.
Really? Yeah.
Star, just be prepared.
Be prepared.
Chandler says he's listening in the paint booth, airbrush in hand.
Perfect.
Oh, is that Picasso?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. So low limbo. What? I think I've seen video of that. So it's just like a limbo contest, but it's the vehicle, right?
Yeah. So the lowest vehicle wins without knocking it down. Anybody on air or hydraulics, it doesn't matter, or even static. There's some stupid low static cars that get stuck when they hit a rock. But yeah, so everybody will line up, they'll circle through, then we'll lower it down. We're going to do ours in 2-inch increments as opposed to 1-inch. That way that it keeps the line going faster because we have a set schedule that I have to abide by to keep everything running smoothly. So 2-inch increments, everybody passes through, we lower it down, pass again, we lower it down, and every time somebody hits it, they're out. Last year we had a silver Toyota Celica that actually won it. I was
Did it have the wheels out sideways like that?
He was not cambered or nothing.
Oh, really?
He was tucking him tight as he could be, just scraping his unibody all the way through. But yeah, he won last year, and then it was a joke because one of the Team Sunworks, they had their daughter on like a little remote control car, and I mean she couldn't have been maybe like 18 to 24 inches, like somewhere in there, and she just went through and just drove underneath it, and she's like, "Yay!" So it was for her. But I ended up giving the award to the guy in the Toyota Celica just because it was what it was. But it was still fun for the kids.
We had a truck out here that would participate in a lot of those out here, and I think it was chop top, full size Chevy, right? And I think his total height was like 30 inches.
Yeah, I believe it.
And it was just insane low.
The lowest cars are the Mazda Miatas.
The little tiny cars, huh?
But once you drop the top on those, you don't even have to cut them. And if they're on air, it's almost guaranteed that they're going to win every time. But it's fun. The mini trucks get out there and drag ass. And like last year, Scott King kind of put on a little bit of a show because he was having some issues with his switches. So he kept on scraping and tucking, and like at one point in time, his back wheels weren't even touching the ground. He was just doing a burnout because he was on the frame. Like he wasn't going nowhere.
No, yeah, I've seen where you were saying, people a high center on a rock with some of those cars. You know, being out here in California, the mini truck scene, early 2000s was just freaking enormous. huge scene, right?
Oh, yeah.
Forbidden Fantasies, I think we had like over close to 1,000 cars, trucks, not
Yeah.
including the audio side.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's
Yeah,
a
it had
huge
to
show.
been it had to been that big, for them to outgrow the Paris
Yeah,
Fairgrounds,
it outgrew the
to move,
entire
yeah,
fairgrounds.
to move to
Oh, wow.
Laughlin. Dang, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then they outgrew Laughlin. So I think they still do it, but they had to move out vendors. They had to move out all kinds of things. They had to put things outside of the show area because they outgrown spaces. So I mean, that's something to look forward to, right?
Oh, yeah. I,
That's the goal.
I'd love to outgrow something, right?
There's another thing on the event page that talks about SQ from 8 to 11 a.m.
Yeah, so per the casino, we are not allowed to have any audio playing before 11 a.m. So that's why all the SPL lanes and demos cannot be started until 11 a.m. So we've had a lot of people that asked about SQ, and I know Mecca has SQ, and so does USAC. So between the times of 8 and 11, that 3 hour span right there, we'll have SQ because it's obviously quiet, and they can get their cars judged accordingly. And then after 11 o'clock, it's game on.
So Steve De Los Santos asked Jeffrey, "Are you doing both days or just Saturday?"
Oh,
It's only a
is that
one-day
on
event,
the
right?
YouTube site?
That is on YouTube.
Yes. But I think what he was mentioning was I got a show on the calendar for the 15th. It's going to be the following day. So right after Tuckin, on
Oh.
Sunday the 15th, we're going to be having a triple point event at Crossfire Car Audio.
So how far is that drive for you, Jeff?
It's like 4 hours.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not bad, but we're gonna have the show in the evening, so like around 6. So
Oh.
even even if we take off at checkout time like 11 or so, we'll still be able to make it in time to to Grapevine, Texas.
So for speaking of that kind of drive, so we got World Finals on the 5th and 6th, right? October 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
I got to be in Vegas to start bowling at 7:45 a.m.
On the 7th.
On the 7th.
That's funny. It's like the same thing that happened with me when I was back in SoCal. It seemed like something big happened like the day after finals. I remember one time going from Northern California. I had to drive down to LA for a job, and I made it there at like 4 a.m. And yeah, so I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
But yeah, I think that's what Steve was talking about, if I'm doing both days or.
Okay.
But I think he does know that Tuckin is just a one-day show this year.
But we're trying to expand it, right?
Little by little.
It was 2 days last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2 days last year.
And the weather was not on our side at all.
Right.
And it destroyed everything in the middle of the night. It was bad.
Oh, wind came up?
No, it was a big thunderstorm that came in probably about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and everybody had their tents and their displays, and all the vendor booths and stuff were kind of just, the tents were lowered down, but they weren't completely closed up because there was still stuff underneath. And hell, we lost every one of our tents, all of our 10x15s, every 10 we had. I think Shane lost a 10x20 DD audio tent. The only one that survived was Base Wars, Dominoes, and I had a little bit of damage to their tent, but everybody else's were destroyed.
All right, Jeff. Hey, we're rolling up on our hour, sir.
Oh, wow. That was quick.
Yeah, it is.
Quick one.
Do you want to hit him with the question we ask everybody?
Yeah. All right, Scott. So this is a question that we ask all of our guests. Basically, we want to know, what is your definition of a bass head?
Anyone that's doing car audio, whether you're an entry-level person coming in the shop with a party pack power bass kit to our level, it doesn't matter. If music is music, rides are rides, bass is bass. Bass doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
People discriminate. But audio, it shouldn't be like that. We do it for the fun, then you're a bass head. If you're in it for any other reason, that probably shouldn't be in it.
I agree.
We do have a great community with the base heads. That's for dang sure.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
why don't you tell us all about your sponsors and whatnot you got going on again, real quick?
All right, so the big sponsors we have, obviously, Paint by Picasso. He's out of Salisal. Phenomenal airbrush. Uh, he's getting into the pinstriping, but paint and body works, air ride, he's the guy to go to. We got Hooters, Domino's. We've got the Team Pure Pressure. We've got Drop Zone. We've got B2 Audio, Sundown, DD Audio, Crossfire. Can't forget that, right, Jeff?
Yep.
Pretty much almost all the big brands of the car audio have got involved. That's we see at finals. Shitting on them, Steve Barber and Hammy are every time I put on a decent sized show, he's always first to get on board and donate something for a raffle. Oh yeah, don't forget we got a raffle too.
Yeah.
Tickets, how much are they? And
I believe one ticket is $5. I think 10 for 20, and then a full arm span is $100.
and does that go to help offset some of the costs for putting on the show, or?
Yeah, that's all it is. Because me and Amanda come out of pocket for the event, sponsors to cover everything. Then I pay for it, or we pay for it, so to speak. So that's what that goes for.
Okay.
But I mean, you can get stuff from LAF, you can get stuff from Audio Ace, you can get DD Sundown. I got stuff in there from Kenwood, from JVC. Drop them streetwear. They went ahead and sponsored and donated some goods. Actually, Gauge Magazine and Slamology actually donated as well.
Okay.
They were a sponsor as well for the show. Another show supporting another show, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then we had Local Rides Magazine will be there again this year. So we got magazine coverage. We've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Awesome. No, that's cool to have all those sponsors. Those things are super important for you guys to be a successful car show and to continue going on year after year. Without those sponsors, it makes it almost impossible to put on a big production.
Yeah. I mean, and what's even greater about the whole situation is that like Heath Lay is donating his an enclosure, and a lot of the sponsors that are coming, they're not here even locally. They're in other states coming up for the events and helping out. So I mean that's huge. Even Daniel Allen and Push Play Start and Twister and bringing his vehicles up. I mean this should be a pretty dang loud show.
That'll be great.
So where can people that are listening right now find the information for the show, or is it just social media?
Yeah, everything's on social media.
Okay.
The event page is on Facebook. It's Tuckin in the Valley 2024. I've been sharing it on my personal page, blasting it out to a lot of audio pages, the mini truck pages. I know you've shared it yourself, Jeffrey. You're a very big supporter in it. I mean, plus you've got skin in the game. But we're attracting a lot of people from different areas. But yeah, Facebook is the main source. A little bit on Instagram, but that's the big thing. If we get everything set up this year, then and everything goes smooth, I'll start an actual event Facebook or Tuckin in the Valley Facebook page that everybody can join and follow updates throughout the year and start building that up there so we can really turn it around.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
What car audio events are you going to have at that show?
So DB Drag is going to be a 3X.
Okay.
With world records. Mecca is going to be a 3X as well, doing SQ and their 3X event. And USAC is a 4X event with national records.
Okay.
And that trimmed it down to the ones that were successful from last year. And this was the cream of the crop. And plus, these are also the 3 of the 4 of the top tier audio organizations out there.
Yep, I would agree.
All
right, Jeffrey, talk about you coming up. I don't see anything behind you this time.
Oh, yeah, that's because I'm trying something different. So sometimes I make it look a little too busy behind me. So if I just, let me go out and okay. Yeah, there we go. How's that? So let me let me step aside. I don't know if you guys could see that or not, but
Oh,
yeah, so that's the show going on this weekend, Tucking in the Valley, September 14th, in Roland, Oklahoma. Just do a search for Cherokee Casino and Hotel. You'll be able to find it. But yeah, so fortunately, we had several people put in on the sponsorship for the Triple Point event. We had Longleaf Mechanical, who's our friend Tony Curry out there in DeSoto, Texas. Um, he also managed to get a group of guys to put in on it also. So he got his buddies from Country Boy Builds. There's I think Love Retail, I think LLC, and then there's Furcrete LLC. So thank you to Tony Curry getting a group of guys together to sponsor the Triple Point event and the trophies because Tony's all about the trophies. So if there's trophies, he's going to show up. If not, he'll sponsor the event to get the trophies in. But
what
yeah, definitely.
What was
I'm
that?
sorry, what was that?
what kind of trophies is DB Drag having this year?
So it's going to be the double column, yeah, double tier. It's going to be like the first place, and then like single tier, second and third. So first through third trophies,
Is
and they're going to be
it
red, everybody's favorite color.
same size as last year?
I believe so, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
that. Gotcha. Yeah, because I know what everybody else's awards were. I just weren't sure what you guys were bringing. So
Hmm.
So for me personally, I will be having a 3X this weekend at Nyman Shop. So we'll be out there again. It was his birthday last week, for you guys that didn't know. Uh, but anyway, we will be having a 3X this weekend, sponsored by Team Send It, mostly Julio and obviously Moses Martinez, splitting up the cost. We're not going to do a trophy event, which will keep the cost down a little bit. We are going to start at 6 p.m., brackets at 8. Same old, same old. Temperature should only be like 92 or so on that day, on Saturday. Then the following weekend, we have the multi-venue event. It'll be Dallas, right? Oh, we'll get
Yep.
Grapevine.
Great.
It'll be Grapevine. It'll be Sacramento, and it will be Russellville. Is that where they're out of? The guy we had on last week.
Yes.
It's Russellville, right?
Shelbyville.
Shelbyville.
Shelbyville, Tennessee. Yes.
Just like right next to The Simpsons, right? They have Shelbyville.
Do they?
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
that's the next town over, Shelbyville, in The Simpsons. Anyway, so we'll have the 3 venues going all at the same time. We'll have DB Drag or Base Race and Top Dog for the multi-venue. At the Nyman location, we will be having also Cyclone, Pank It Out, Freestyle, DB Drag. So opportunity for anybody to get their points. If they need to get their points in California, we got a 3X this weekend, coming weekend, then a 1X, then another 3X. So you got a total of 6, 7X. So if you have 0 points right now, and you get 8 points, what's 7 times 8? That's 56 points, right?
56, yes.
So you can qualify for Base Race and Top Dog and Cyclone if you have 0 points at this point in the season.
Yeah,
So.
thank God to those procrastinators that just wait till the last minute to get points because, man, they're keeping us busy. I think I got a show every day this weekend. This month, the weekends, every day. So, yeah, thanks to those procrastinators.
Yeah, always look forward to the procrastinators. That's why you see when I build my schedules, I never put a single show in the month of September. So they will fill me up. So I don't ever have to book those shows because they will make them happen.
They book themselves.
They do. But anyway, once again, I'd like to thank you guys all for tuning in. We have E-Box Designs. We have Badass Sounds by C-Bass. And we have Stolman Transportation, LLC. If you guys get an opportunity, please support those who support things that you guys like. So if you do go to one of those guys, let them know that you heard about them on T.W.I.C.A. Help us, help show that their dollar value is worth something to them. Yes. With that being said, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I want to thank Chris Jones for being here. Thank you very much.
Scott
Jones. I was thinking Chris from last. I'm going to ask him to be on next week. Chris, Wall Street Chris, because we gotta have our little discussion about the
No.
loser again.
Okay.
So we'll be talking to Chris next week. But Scott Jones, thank you. Your
Thanks for
event,
coming on.
Tuckin Valley. You should come out and check out Autorama. That's a great show to kind of get a feel for. We do it in, I think, the last weekend in May or the first weekend in April or something like that. Well, it was May 5th last year, so it was the last weekend in April or the first weekend in May is when we're going to do it again this year. And they don't do a car show anymore. They just do the classic cars. We used to have an import show with Autorama back in the day. That guy, Tricked Out Racing, was the name of his organization, and he kind of stepped back, and we haven't had anybody there since.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we hope to catch you guys next week at 5:30 California time, the only time that does matter, on This Week in Car Audio. Peace. We out.